How's it going, my friends? Well, last of the mech panels. And from just a glance, this one looks like it's going to be the worst. And this is the underside of the Playfield. As far as, you know, some drop targets, our drop targets are a lot different than what we're used to. These are single, you know, you have a two drop targets, but they're single drop target banks. Just like these two, you got 4 drop targets. We got mismatched links on our flippers. And some ugliness. And that coil, just, I don't know. God, talk about a goober job on soldering. Ooh, that looks like some of my welding. Looks like chicken scratch. And that's usually what my weld looks like too. I don't claim to be no welder, that's for sure. Okay, anyway. Our ejects, slingshots. Whee! Our slingshots look okay. You know, we just need to clean everything up and re-sleeve the coils and that. All of our relays are no problems. We can get our relays done. What do we got? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 relays. These are the S-hole. S-hole? Is that like shite hole? Okay. That is the T and R hole relay. And A-hole. I'm not kidding. A-hole relay. Alright, I gotta answer the phone. Okay, where'd we leave off? Oh yeah. We left off on there it is. The A-hole relay. And we got the extra advance relay, extra lane relay, and I think that's an S. At the no, special lane. All right. So you know we won't have any problems there. But here comes the problem. On our 4-hole eject holes, all the shields, the eject shields are all busted up. And you can see that one just kind of hanging in there with a screw that's kind of half in. No, you can't. There we go. This one's just kind of hanging in there a little bit. They're all of them were busted and coming out. That's where we're going to have problems because there is no such critters to be found. So I'm afraid we're going to have to look into maybe adapting some to get them to work. Because, you know, without these, the ball rests on this thing, and then when it racks up your points, it kicks it out. So if it's screwed up and it's not sitting right, it's just going to kind of kick it off to the side or whatever, and just kind of get hung up in that lane where all 4 of those little kick-out holes are. So we're going to have to tear that down, get one of them out of there, and see what it looks like and what we can come up with to fix it. And that's what we're going to start on, is we're going to start on these, because all the other stuff is nothing. You know, our pop bumpers, we'll do the same with them as we always do, re-sleeve them, pull them out, unsolder the wires, so we can take the whole pop bumper off the Playfield, because if you remember, this one's going to need extensive work on the Playfield as well. We'll remove all of our switches and flippers and all that stuff. We got to get all that stuff off of the Playfield so we can tear everything off of it and get it all cleaned and touched up and clear coated. Okay, so let's tear this. I'll tear this down. It's simple to get at one of these. We'll get this one here. That one's loose, coming out already. So, we'll just, you got 4 screws here, here, and this whole rod assembly will come out with all the kickers. And move this, take the switch off of it, and we can get that plate out of there. Take a peek at it and see if we can come up with something how to fix all 4 of those. Alright, I got them all up out of there, and what's weird is they're just held in with tacks, which, okay, not sure about that, but so we have our 4 here. Okay, and now here's we have one that's complete. It's cracked, but at least it's complete, and you can see there's nothing to them. I took the 2 screws out. The screws, you can see that's what the ball lands on and sits here, and that's, the ball kind of sits in there, and then it kicks it out. So there's no real ball rest except two nuts and bolts come up through, and the top of the bolt is what the ball sits on. I see one was missing, so they have a bigger one in there. So I'm sure we'll need the right. Need to get the right size and length for, because the ball's going to sit off to the side, and then it's going to want to kick it off to the side, and and hit the rubber or something in there, and just might get hung up. Want to keep kicking it up against the. So anyway, we got to have the right height of bolt, screw, whatever. Okay, now they're all the same. No matter, it looks like there's a left and a right. Well, this is the left side. Okay, and here's the right side. Well, if you flip that over, it becomes a left. So all 4 are the same thing. Now, I forgot I had this, but I did order the Chicago Coin Cinema, the parts catalog for this machine. And here's our, what they call kicker pad assembly. And you can see there's 2 different part numbers. There's an R and an L. So, so what the hell, you order the right, and they just grab one and send it to you at that time, and because it's the same thing, you just flip it over. But anyway, I found the part number. I looked up the part number, or I typed it in Bing, and there's the little devil there. Now this is MakerBot Thing Universe. This was done in March 19th of 2015. Somebody was looking for them and couldn't find them. So this is for oh crap, now I lost, man, I had it too. Oh, printer, 3D printer. There's a file here that I could download and download it into my 3D printer and print that out. Interesting, huh? Okay. After I got the part number, I typed it in at Marco Pinball, and they call it the eject hole base. CCM and Stern, Chicago Coin Manufacturer and Stern. Because when Chicago Coin closed their doors, Stern bought out Chicago Coin. And then Chicago Coin closed their doors, and Data East bought them, and the Stern guy that was running Stern, and I don't remember his name. I know his last name's Stern. Anyway, worked for him, and then he worked as the president of Data East, and then when Data East closed their doors, he bought Data East, and now it's the new Stern. I think that's how how the progression goes up through there. So a lot of your Chicago coin parts are going to be under Stern, and there's a lot of Stern parts that fit the Chicago coins, you know, because this is all in line, and a lot of the stuff he kept. Anyway, I found it here. Here's our part number, 4642514R, which R and L are the same. You just flip them over and use them that way. And there's our price for one. $9 for one 25-cent piece of plastic. I don't blame Marco. It's not their fault. This is whoever is making these for Marco are charging him, because now, do we want to spend $36 for 4? Or do we cut our own out of plexi? Or do I set up my CNC and cut them out myself with the CNC? Since I have one that's complete, now I can get all the measurements and everything off of it. I'm just not knowledgeable enough yet to work this, to get those cut out. Now this would be a perfect opportunity to get started. I may do that, but 9 chances out of 10 I'll probably, if we cut them out ourselves with a drill bit, you know, and then cutting them out and drilling all the holes and all that, we're still looking at a lot of time screwing around that way. I'd rather just program the CNC machine, put that up on there, and let it cut 4 of them out. But like I said, I'm not knowledgeable enough yet on the CNC to get that done. So I might have to just break down, spend the $36, and get them in, and order them from Marco. Like I said, I want to reiterate, I am not blaming Marco for the price of these little pieces of plastic. It's whoever they're getting them from, they're charging them. Because probably the same thing, they're probably just running them off on a CNC, on a little CNC machine, and you know, you cut out a boatload of them, and hopefully you sell enough of them. But this is going to be a project that we're going to do on the CNC machine once I get it up and running, and get a little more knowledgeable and practice on it a little bit. This will be something that we can run off and see if we can't make ourselves for these. Oh, I forgot to tell you anyway, that Hollywood, see, you may have noticed Chicago Coin Hollywood pinball ball kicker part. Okay, Hollywood is the 2-player version of Cinema. So like I said, I can go ahead and just get 4 of them in, and then we can keep moving forward on this. Because I'd like to keep moving forward on it. Now, if I was more knowledgeable, yeah, I could just program it in and get them going, and then we could just keep working. But I need some time on that first before I can really work it. Because I don't know what these ones are going to be like, if they're going to be, you know, the opaque like this, or if they're going to be clear or what. I would much rather them be clear. Because if they were clear, we could light them. I could get some 2 two-headed monster LEDs and put a couple sockets in and light the holes. I think with some color, I think that would look pretty slick on this. So we'll see what they come in. This opaque light doesn't shine through that for doodly squat. So we'll see what comes in, and if they're the opaque, fine, we'll put them in, and then once I get more experience on that CNC, we'll cut out some clear ones and put in some two-headed monsters, and really, we'll dress this up a little bit. Hopefully everything else comes out okay. Yeah, I see I got a rubber. Yeah, we got a rubber missing on one of our. Yeah, we'll have to get something in there. Okay. Now, what are we doing? Lost my train of thought. Okay, anyway, I'll order those. And now what we're going to do is I think we're going to tear apart one of these drop targets and see what we have to do to get this. See, it's a little simple design. Really, really neat. So I'll get you set up and we'll tear one of these off the Playfield and take a peek at it and see what we need to do besides new coil sleeve. And hopefully I have that coil sleeve. It looks like 1 3/4 coil. Okay, now I chose this one to do. For starters, it's easier with the camera to look at it. And the other reason is I think this one is bent. It just doesn't look, and it doesn't seem to work real good. So this one I chose so we could take a look at it and see if we can't figure out what the hell's going on with it. I don't know if you can tell. But if you look at that, this looks bent, and it doesn't, it should pop up. Maybe not real easy, but it should be a lot easier. It should work even up like this. What's the drop target look like? Does it look like Dookie? Huh. I've never even seen what the drop targets look like on this one. But yeah, if you look at this, this looks bent, like it's on a little bit of an angle, and I think it's kind of binding up a little bit. It's not good for on the plunger, I think, is what. And it's missing, it's not even hitting the rubber stop up top here. So this one is, we have something bent, and I think it is right in here. Let's see if I can. Okay, now see, it's kind of hitting the rubber stop, but it's still. Almost looks like it's this pin all the way in the back. It's I know they don't work too good when they're upside down like this. They do drop down a lot better when they're standing up, but yeah, it looks like this pin all the way. I don't know if you can. Let me see if I can get you that pin all the way down there that holds this whole arm. looks like it's kind of angled down a little bit. I don't know if I can, I may have to get a little bigger. Maybe not, maybe I can. And I'll tell you, this machine's been fighting me the whole way. It's as if this one doesn't want to be fixed. That's a little better. I don't know if we have enough rope to. Oh yeah. Okay. That looks a little better. Still looks bent to me. Now I did it, made it worse. But anyway, this machine's been fighting me ever since I got it out. It just does not want to cooperate. There we go. I think that's gonna do it. Now all I was gonna do is, yeah, I just need to get it cleaned up, and we'll oil this back part here, because that's where it actually slides. Yep, and put a sleeve on that coil. Now on the CNC, I bought the CNC machine because I'm sick and tired of when you can't find parts, or if you find a little part that you could actually print out on, or cut out, they want too much for them. So I bought the CNC so we could make some parts. I have some plastics for another Chicago coin that I keep talking about in all my videos. That ugly one over there. See, still the old brass sleeve. It's Chicago coins, top 10. Missing 2 slingshot plastics, and they are nowhere to be found. So I figured we could cut them out ourselves, and we can make them ourselves. I don't know about printing anything on them, but I do know I can get the shape cut out, and then we'll just have to, we can look at a picture of the slingshot plastics and actually see what's on them. I know I can't paint that good, because you have to paint them from the underside, so that's painting everything backwards. You know, and that's worse yet. But let's what do you say we... Can we get that drop target out of there? I'd like to get that drop target out of there so we could clean it. What do we need to do? Nice stack of switches there. Nice switch stack, huh? Yeah, this is pretty interesting. Let's see, what can we do here? In order to take that drop target out of there, we have to take off this whole switch stack, which we may have to get that out of there so we can actually get everything cleaned up on it. Yeah, what the hell. Let's take that. Yeah. Sounds like my mouse over there. Let's hope this switch stack stays together. That they're pretty well crunched together. Everybody's cringing. Oh, don't take that apart. Don't take that apart. You're gonna be sorry. Yeah, this is me, not you. Let's leave our screws in, like so. There, that wasn't so bad now, was it? Oh, look at that little dude. Okay, now we can get everything apart here and get everything cleaned up. I think all we really need to do to get it apart, pull this hairpin, take these two screws out for our coil. And we'll be good to go. I got this funky clip up top here. Looks like just a piece of wire. But I don't know, maybe I'll just leave it together like this and take it over and I'll get her all cleaned up. Because I really don't want to screw with that. Well, we don't have to screw with that clip. She's got some nasty old oil on it. Let me take it over and I'll wash it up and we'll take a look at it afterwards. Alright, I ended up taking this whole thing apart. I had this pin here, the big one that holds everything together, was bent out this back a little bit. Don't know how. Don't really care. Just fixed it. We got her bent back where it belongs and oiled the two spots here, because this is metal on metal. It's not nylon on metal, so you can actually put a little oil on them. And now she's all freed up and working good. Now I'll clean my switches here, put them back together. Now I'm not going to put this back down on the Playfield because I don't want it protruding up through the Playfield while we're working on it. So I'll put my switch stack back on it, clean them up, put them back on, and that'll be ready. And then I'll work on the other three and see what we can See what I can come up with on the other ones. I think this one actually, you know, it's the same, just kind of barely moves. So I'll get that done and see what else we can get into. I'll probably go ahead and start cleaning up switches throughout the playfield. I know we're going to need inserts because we have some that are missing, some playfield inserts. So I'll see what, we'll decide what we're going to do once we get this, once we get everything all put on it. And when we flip it over and start looking at it. I got coil ordered for the flippers. New flipper links ordered. You can't buy kits for these. There's not a whole lot available as far as a kit goes, but you can buy individual pieces and, you know, put it together that way, which that's what we'll do. Basically we need, this already has brand new end-of-stroke switches on it, so we don't need end-of-stroke switches, but we do need links. We do need the flipper links for it. And like I said, I ordered those. I'm going to change that coil over on the other one because I'm not sure what the hell it is. And like I said, it looks like some of my welding over there with some chicken scratch on it. So I'll get busy. I'll bring you back when I'm doing some other things, probably when I start working on the pop bumpers or thumper bumpers, whatever Chicago Coin called them at that time, and we'll see what the hell else we got to do. As I was working through this and, you know, taking everything, all the protrusions up off the play field and cleaning everything and putting new coils in, like I said I was gonna do. I did this pop bumper, got it, the light socket all unsoldered and sleeve changed and all that. Got those two drop targets cleaned and sleeves changed, and they're wired down so they don't dangle. We don't want any danglies. But I was just getting started working on this pop bumper, getting it all pulled apart, and do you see anything wrong? Oh, wait a minute. Okay, yeah. That one's okay, but when somebody put this one back together, they missed. But, you know, it happens. It's not the end of the world. I always said crap happens. Probably working on it, you know, when it was stood up in the machine, and just when he put it back together, didn't happen to miss that one. But we'll get her straightened out. I have this side done, and I'm just, like I said, I just got started on the other side. I got all of our leaf switches and relays here all cleaned up. Those are all good. All the ones for the rollovers, those are all cleaned up too. Got the flipper taken apart, new sleeve in the flipper. Coil stop looks good. Like I said, it has brand new end-of-stroke switches on it, so we don't have to worry. Well, that one over there, it looks like we may be working on it. I just happened to see that one's missing part of it. Alright. When we get over there, we'll take a peek at it. Okay, I'll finish getting all this stuff cleaned up and all the protrusions pulled up off of the play field. I'm not going to pull the rollovers. I don't mind working around them. Those aren't too bad to work around. It's the switches and all that the stand-ups. Those are the ones that kind of get in the way. Especially on this one, because from what I can remember, this Playfield's really nasty. I know it is down in that area, but I don't remember what it was like up there. I just brought it over, flipped it over, and started working on it. Whatever it is, we got to fix it. So I'll get this finished up, and then we can get this flipped over and start working on the top side. I got everything all cleaned up. All of our drop targets, our 4 drop targets are clean up. All the switches are clean. Dropped the flippers out, pulled all the protrusions up through the play field. Cleaned all of our switches here, so now we're ready to flip this over and get started on the top side of the play field. And hopefully we're getting closer and closer. It's going to take us a while to do the play field, so we're still a ways off from actually plugging this in and seeing if anything comes on. With everything hanging in here, when I flip this over to work on it, I'm not going to be able to plug it in and turn it on because I got too many wires hanging around in here that's going to arc off and blow fuses and create little mushroom clouds and everything else. So we got to do the play field. Put that away. So we got to do the play field, top side, and then we can do the bottom, get this all put back together, and then we can plug it in and hope like hell we got some life in this thing. So let's flip this over and get started on the top side of the play field.